Hi, welcome back to Miranda's Cauldron. This is going to be a little bit of a different stream. I'm not going to host any writing. It's kind of like my full moon that I try to do every month, but in honor of the summer solstice. This candle was given to me by my son. When was this? Not quite a year ago. It is the scent is rich pineapple and vanilla. I think it was in the fall. I was up for a few days to his place, spending time with his little family and my first granddaughter. This candle, it's from my daughter. Haven't really lit it very much. The scent is surprisingly, it doesn't say, but it's got a cute little skeleton tail. It's one of those special candles that have jewelry in them. And of course, being a cat skeleton, it was a cute little black cat playing with a little ball that looks like it might be kind of like a moonstone. So I like that. This candle as well. She's given me a few of these kind of types of candles. So put just them on the side. And she also gave me this huge candle. Just using it for kind of like a holder sort of thing. As well as a cauldron from the movie Hocus Pocus. It's around here somewhere. Oh, it's around here somewhere. So I'm going to draw my Moonology card. Shuffle up the cards. And just like every other sprint when I do a special one like the full moon, if anyone is here and they would like either runes or a tarot or even an animal spirit card for yourself, just make a comment. And if it's on the replay and you would like yours as well, just put it in the comments and I will do one up and leave it for you. Okay, so the card for the oracle cards is step out of your comfort zone, the north node. Interesting how I keep getting these little reminders to basically step out of your comfort zone. Don't know why. Maybe because I've always been sort of a homebody. That could be. Okay, let's see what the little book says. Well, I found the south, and is it the north? It's the north. I know I'm headed in the right direction. Well, that is good. You're headed for something which feels like destiny. You need to face the fear and get over it. Time to stop obsessing about someone or something. Stand on your own 2 feet and you've got this. Interesting. If you've been visiting my channel, I quite often talk about my writing process. I wrote my first complete novel back in 1984. Yeah, I know that was like a long time ago. But I was a kid, a teenager. And my best friend at the time and I believe my sister helped, we decided to write a slasher book about the 3 of us and some boys staying at our place on the beach, which I did not live anywhere near a beach. It was totally not real. And then, so that was my first complete novel. But there's always, it's one thing I've always wanted to be when I always can remember was to be a writer. And well, when my kids were younger, they went to a young writers conference in their elementary school. It was also high schools in the city. And well, their teacher needed some chaperones. So I volunteered. I volunteered for a lot of school trips. Heck, I remember there was one field trip I went with the grade 1 kids. My kids were already in like grade, my youngest was in grade 6 and my oldest was in grade like 8. So far from grade 1. It was so much fun. And I don't know where this kind of thing went to. Oh yeah, we went to the Young Writers Conference. And they had special workshops for all the kids in assorted ages, and you had to sign up for them. And there was the same idea for the teachers and the chaperones. So, of course, I signed up for a couple. And it was very interesting, to say the least. And another year, one of the teachers, leaders of the workshop, were actually young writers. I say young writers, they didn't write young adult. I think it was like middle grade. So like grade 4, 5, 6 kind of thing. And I recognize the authors because my kids, we went to libraries a lot and they were always picking up books and I would read to them and they would read to me and that. And so that was in I think it was about 2008, 2010 type deal. And that's when I wrote my second novel when I started it. And it was quite funny because it was based on in a small town. I went to school in a very small town. It was so small, it had one grocery store and one bank. Had a lot of churches. But so I decided to write my story based on a small town, and it was set in 1984. That is now 2 books. I've had 2 people read it, my sister and a friend. But now I've in a special group with 2 other ladies, and it's like critique partners, mastermind groups. So we've been reading each other's stories back and forth. And the story that I wanted to share with them was that book, Witches of Solstice. So far, the 2 of them have read the first 5 chapters. Well, I guess, no, it's only been the first 4 chapters, sorry. Because they're reading 5 and 6 now. So it's been a quite experience, an eye-opener. And my other 2 books that is set in the future, it is ready for a proof copy. However, that's kind of put on hold because I really want to be home when I get my proof copy in the mail. And I was told it could take anywhere between 2 to 6 weeks. If it was 6 weeks, sure, I could have done it this month, no problem. But it also said it could take as little as 2 weeks. And in 2 weeks, I will not be home because I will be with my daughter and her new family because she's expecting her first baby. So, of course, I want to be the one to pick up my book. So that is why that's kind of been on hold. But I'm ready. I'm going through final edits. I said that last time, but I'm still finding little mistakes, but nothing major. Like it's just basically just small things. So that's quite interesting how it's telling me to get out of my comfort zone. And I'm going to draw a stone card. I normally don't draw my stone deck on regular sprints, but on my regular writing sprints, which you'll have to check my schedule because it varies from time to time. I used to be on Mondays and other things happen, so I don't have it on Mondays, but I could have it late on Mondays. So if I normally do it on Mondays, it is about 2 o'clock Mountain, which is 4 o'clock Eastern. So it varies. Sometimes I do it on Saturdays, and it's usually around noon Eastern, 1 Eastern, somewhere around there. But I know I haven't scheduled it for tomorrow, so I probably won't because I sprinted Monday and then today, and I tend to try to only do at least 2. And I'm not sure about Monday, but I know I won't be for a couple of weeks in July because I'll be just too busy with family. So this is the card for the stone. Sorry for the pronunciation. Malachite, and it is for healing. And I do have quite the collection of stones, and I do know I have that. Now, the question is it easy to access, or is it hiding somewhere? It's a very pretty stone. It's got like cute little interesting designs on them, but I don't seem to have it in front of me. So I guess I can't show you one. It's kind of like in the picture. Happy solstice to you, Jenna. I'm going to draw one more stone card. Maybe I'll actually be able to find one. I do know I have lots of amethyst. And a couple of summers ago, my husband and I drove back to Ontario. I'm in Saskatchewan. And we got to stop at an amethyst mine. And oh my goodness, there was so much to choose from. And it was just amazing. Just going through, like, what they do is in their mind, they dig up some of the amethyst. They sell some of the better stuff. And some of the chunks are like this big. And this is, let's see. And this is, I think this is one of them. I have so many amethyst. And here's another one. And then I have somewhere around here. Oh, it's much bigger. Well, most of the little ones have kind of changed into more white than purple. And that's the back of it. So we'll just see what's the next stone will be. Oh, I thought I might have seen one of those other ones, but it's not there. Okay. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. And we'll do, oh, this one just flipped up. And it's petrified wood. And yes, I do have petrified wood. Question is, just like the other one, is it easy access or not? Because it literally looks like a piece of rock, but it's not rock. Nope, that's not it either. Oh my goodness, that's the problem with drawing cards. Sometimes you just can't find the one that you're looking for when you've got so many all spread out. Oh well, what do you do? Hello, Pasqua. It should be on my desk. I have a few pieces of that type, but I don't see any of them at the moment. It is what it is. Okay. And I'm going to draw another manifestation card with just the plain manifestation cards. These ones are my prettiest ones because it's purple and it's got the triple goddess on the back. And ignore that. I'm getting a texture. I'm just going to tap on it and then it will, the digging will go away. But I doubt you'll see it. Okay. Oh, this one's sticking out, so we'll use that one. And it is Find a Balance. Full moon in Libra. Do we need balance in our lives? You bet we do. I have discovered over the years that I quite often am more focused, hyper-focused on different things. Like when I was volunteering at our local rec board, which is basically just a community board for activities. I would, if I was doing something for that group for the day, that's what I would work on all day. When I come home, my energy was gone. I couldn't do anything. If I was focusing on writing, I would draft all day for days. Even though sometimes I would have 3 projects on the go. I was editing on 2, editing, drafting, revising kind of thing, rewriting. And then I also had another project that I was drafting. And let's just say I'm not even done the first draft of that one. But I have 2 books, 1 book ready to be published. Second one, almost. I'm thinking I probably only have to do 1 more read through and then do a proof copy for there. But my problem is when I'm revising, I change so much on book 2 that I had to go in and change a lot in book 1. So I'm thinking that could be why I'm kind of putting it off to actually get the proof copy, then get it ready for e-publish, as well as being able to get it in paperback, because I'm sure some people still like the whole paperback. Okay, so those are those 2 cards. And of course, I am going to draw a cat card from the Mystic Cats. Isn't that a cute little background? And you can't see this in this stone, but it's a quartz with a black stone in the center. It's super cool. And I tend to keep a rock or 2 in the boxes with my tarot cards. And the way that I've kept my tarot cards, I've changed over the years. I made a bunch of cloth bags, hand sewed them. So that was where I kept my cards for quite a long time. Because when the first few decks of tarot cards I got, they didn't have them in these nice little boxes. They're basically the boxes that you get playing cards in with designs on them. Really thin, so I just allowed them. Sadly, I threw it. And then I got these cloth zipper pouches, kind of like pencil cases. I had those in for quite a while. They weren't the best because a lot of the cards were kind of bendy, which I really didn't like. And then I found these cute little wooden boxes with the designs on them through Amazon. So I've got this one, I've got another one, and I've got a tin one. I like the tin one. And then, of course, at the dollar store, you can get cute little cardboard boxes. And they're not bad quality. Okay, I'm going to shuffle up this deck. So what have you guys done for the summer solstice? I know when I was younger, I would spend a lot of my time out in the woods. But if anyone is familiar with Western Canada, especially when you're down close to the U.S. border, there's not very many trees, especially in our area, unless there's a farm. If there's a farm, there's usually trees around the house, but out in the fields itself, not so much. Like, I'm looking at my window and I'm lucky enough, there's a row of trees between the house and the road. Then beyond the road, you might see a handful of trees, mostly fields for the farmers, like for all the hay and whatever else they grow. I know there's quite a lot of people around here who grow canola, mustard. There's even a field of sunflowers, which is pretty cool. Pasqua says, waiting for the HVAC guy. Can't burn candles or incense because of the oxygen in the house. Ooh, that's not good. Not good at all. Okay, so I'm going to draw a card. And it is the Ace of Seas, which in normal, traditional cards, Ace, of course, is the beginning. And the sea is for water. Let's see. Jenna says, that is the only thing I miss about the first place I started my channel in there in 3 or 4 years ago, the trees. I can see them better from this part of town and hoping to move farther north or west into the woods again soon. Yeah, I grew up in Ontario and there was like trees everywhere. There was a few fields throughout, but there was a field, maybe 2 fields, and then a forest. Let's just say the forest was so dense that I think I might have gotten lost a few times in those woods. But I knew that if I walked far enough north, I would eventually get to a road. And that's the same with any direction. If I went east, I will eventually come up to the railroad track. And then just follow the railroad track home because I'd been walking up and down those tracks for years. Yeah, so that wasn't, so I knew, and if I kept on walking another direction, I would eventually hit the highway. So I wasn't too worried. Not at all. So thank you so much for popping in for my little quick kind of tarot reading. We were talking about it in Jenna's stream last night because I quite often do these kind of streams. And I know I did last year, and I totally forgot about it being the summer solstice. And if you're into needing any running sprints until Jenna starts your sprints, Melissa, I cannot pronounce her last name. Let me see if I can find a link. And I will share because hours. She's basically from sun up to sundown. So I think she's in Central Time, which is about through 4 o'clock. So she probably has at least another 6 hours to go. She tends to do the long sprints. Now it's the 45 or 50 minutes. It seems to be quite popular. Personally, I prefer the 25 minutes. Let me just mute that. I wasn't expecting her to be talking. Guess it's been a while since her last break. So I'll just copy and paste it. And if you want to continue, that is hers. That's Melissa's. Not to be confused with Power Play Press, but Melissa. If you sprint with HK Darkwood, you usually see her over there. And I have noticed that she's been popping into other Hardy sprints. Glad to be able to make it, even if it was for a little while. Thanks for hosting. Well, thank you for popping in. Like I said, this is not a running sprint. Hopefully, I might just host a sprint on Sunday. I'll have to see. But if not, maybe Monday afternoon, even if it is just for an hour and a half after Jenna. So that will be about 4 Eastern. So I can probably put in an hour and a half, but I'll have to make up my link. So thank you for popping in. And don't forget, if you can, light your fire in honor of the return of the sun and the longest day. Bye for now.